So it's Tuesday, and welcome to the class. So let me move back to the mat. Glad everyone could make it. So find that comfortable seated posture, or lie down on your back, or be comfortable in a chair, wherever you can find some ease and some comfort. Take a deep breath in, open the mouth and let it go. And one more deep breath. And exhale. And then let your breath just return to a natural flow. And now soften with each exhale, and just notice the easy in and out rhythm of the breath. And you can move and adjust here, find more relaxation, more comfort. And let the breath deepen now, taking the inhale from the belly into the upper chest. And that gentle tightness in the back of the throat for the Ujjayi breath. And notice as you take that deep, those deep inhales, the expansion side to side and front to back in the chest and upper back. And coming up to that upright seat, bring the shoulders back, draw the chin in, and let the top of the head reach up toward the ceiling. Inhaling and exhaling. And on your next exhale, take the gaze over the right shoulder and let the chin gently drop down toward the shoulder. Relax the left shoulder. And bring the head up into center, and now take the gaze to the left, and the chin drops toward the shoulder. Finding a little sensation in the right side of the neck. Inhaling, bring the head up into center. Exhaling, chin drops toward the chest. Keeping the shoulders back, heart open. And now draw the chin over toward the right shoulder. And then center and to the left. Center and right. And center and left. And with the chin in the center, bring the head back up. And as you exhale, let the head fall back. Draw the elbows in toward the center of the mat, the shoulders back and down, gazing up. Jet the jaw. And now inhaling, bringing the head back up. Good. Now just gently move the head, loosening the neck. Yeah, okay. As you inhale here, bring the shoulders up to the ears, and then take the points of the shoulders back and bring the shoulder blades toward the center and down. And then release. Bring the shoulders back up to the ears, and then draw them back and down. And one more time, lifting, and the shoulders back and down. And just hold the shoulders back. You can move the head so the neck stays relaxed. And release. So bicycle the shoulders here. Take one shoulder forward and down, and the other one forward, and then go the other way. Now the movement here in the upper spine. Great, all right. Bring the arms wide, palms down toward the floor, reaching out through the fingertips. Strong through the arms, you're drawing the arms in as you reach out. And then turn the palms toward the top of the mat. And as you inhale, draw the hands and arms back, take the gaze to the ceiling, reach the fingers behind. And now as you exhale, bring the hands to the knees and the chin toward the chest. Just soften. Inhaling, take the arms wide, draw the hands back. Ah, yes. Exhaling, hands to knees and chin toward the chest. And one last time, coming up, reaching wide, fingers point behind. Exhaling, hands to knees, rounding back. And now gently come up to that upright seat. Great, all right. Bring the hands out to the side with the fingers on the floor, pointing down toward the floor. And turn the palms to the ceiling, inhaling, the hands toward the ceiling, and take the gaze up toward the lifted hands. As you exhale, reach wide, and the hands come down. Inhaling, arms lift, gaze lifts, and exhale, the hands down. And be nice to the shoulders here. If this hurts or you get catch in the shoulder, just back away. Remember, no pain in yoga. One more time, take the hands up to the ceiling. And now bring the right hand down to the floor, reaching out and up. Arc over to your right. You press the right hand into the floor to keep that left sits bone on the mat. And inhaling, bring the right hand up. And exhaling, the left hand down. And now arc over to your left. Feel that opening down the right side of the ribs. And inhaling, bring the left hand up. Take the gaze straight ahead, keeping the fingers spread wide, reaching to the ceiling, and draw the arms back by the ears. And exhaling, turn the palms out and bring the hands down. Great, all right. And again, just gently move here. Bring the left hand across to the outside of the right thigh. Bring the right hand behind. Stay in the center of the mat, but lift up tall. And as you exhale, spiral to the right, looking over the right shoulder. And inhaling, come to center. And as you exhale, take that same twist to the left. Inhaling, coming back to center. Left hand across, and now reaching the right arm behind you. Thumb toward the ceiling, gaze moves toward the back of the mat. Inhaling, come to center, and bring the right hand across and extend the left arm. Let the gaze just drift toward the back of the mat. Don't strain the neck. And inhaling, come back to center. Yeah, great. Bring the hands behind, interlock the fingers. Press the thumbs into the sacrum, and then draw the elbows toward the center. Good, all right. And just breathe. Squeeze the heels of the hands together. And now straighten the arms, still squeezing the hands, lifting the hands away from the body. And release. All right, good. Again, moving the shoulders. Bring the arms wide, and now bring the left arm across the body, and the right hand comes under to the left shoulder. Gently drawing the arm in. And now bring the arms wide, reaching, and now the left arm across and the right arm across, left hand to the right shoulder. And inhaling the arms wide, palms down toward the floor, reaching, turn the fingertips up toward the ceiling and really press out through the heels of the hands. And the palms toward the floor into bird beak or fists, and turn the fingers or knuckles down toward the floor. And now open the hands wide, spread the fingers, really spread them, and then exhale the hands down to the knees, and now again, just some gentle movement. If you're on the mat, bring the fingers down to the mat and point the fingers back toward you. And just gently move the wrists toward the mat. Wow. Yeah, my wrists are fairly tight, or really tight. And I'll just gently come off of that, come away, and you can kind of bring the fingers in and out and roll the wrists. Okay, let's come over onto all fours. And if you need an extra cushion or towel or something for your knees, you can do that. You can also do these exercises in the chair with your hands on the chair seat. But into our table, and we'll do moving cat-cow. As you inhale, take the gaze straight ahead, and as you exhale, the top of the head moves down toward the mat, and the hips move back toward the heels. And bring the elbows down behind the wrist, come forward, and then lifting up, gazing ahead, exhaling round, and hips move back. Just 3 or 4 of these with your breath. Make them long and slow. One more. Inhaling, coming up. Long, slow inhale. And then your exhale. When your hips are back to the heels or toward the heels, just stay back there. Cross the arms. Rest your head on the arms. Walk the hands up toward the top of the mat. The knees are wide. You got space for the belly here. Shoulder width apart. And now let the head hang down between the arms. And the arms are straight. You're pressing the fingertips and the palms of the hands into the mat. Let the head just go. Let it hang. And now walk the hands off the mat on the right to the right side. Bring the left hand onto the right. Draw the left hip back. Bring the hands to center and over to the left, right hand on left. And bring the hands back to center. Really reach way up there. And then let the head just release toward the mat. Bring the elbows down behind the wrists. Interlace the fingers. Curl the toes. And now just lift the hips up toward the ceiling into dolphin. Just gently, nothing major here. Gently move the head, the neck stays relaxed. And bring the knees back down. And just gently come back up into your table and settle the hips back toward the heels into hero. You can put a block between your heels, between your ankles. And now come a little bit forward and curl the toes under. It's called toe torture for a reason. And just gently move the hips back onto the heels. Bring the arms wide and take the right arm under the left and come up into eagle arms. And if you can't get this one done, you can take the hands to the shoulders. Either one is fine. And bring the arms wide, and now take the left arm under the right into eagle arms. And bring the arms wide, and the hands come back down to the mat. Release the toes, tap out those poor feet. Ah, yes. Coming back up into hero, bring the hands behind the feet, fingers point toward the top of the mat, and just lift the knees off the mat. So the gaze is still straight ahead. And then settle that low back, the middle of the back, down toward the mat, bending the elbows, and you feel a little stretch in the quads, I think. As the knees move gently down toward the mat. And then coming up, still keep the hands behind the feet, but now lift the hips. So the knees are down on the mat and the hips are lifting up toward the ceiling. And now the head drops back as you gaze up. Now this is a different quad stretch. Deeper into the upper thigh. And you can bring the hips down. And if you're of a mind and want to try it, you can open the feet a little wider and you can bring your bottom down to the mat. Resting back on your elbows. And if you don't get there, it's no big deal. Be nice to your knees. So coming up, back over into table. And now just move. Loosening the hips, relaxing, easing here. Extend the right leg with the toes on the mat. Let the right hip drop down toward the mat. And now press back through that right heel. Bring the right foot hip height. Keep the sacrum flat or level and extend the left arm. Upward pose. Now on your next exhale, bring the elbow and the right knee together. Left elbow, right knee, inhale, extend. Exhale, bring the elbow to the knee. Inhale out. Exhaling, one more time. And inhale out. One more deep breath. And bring the hand down and the knee down. And take that breath in table. Extend the left leg with the toes on the mat. Let the heart soften between the arms. Fingers spread wide, gripping the mat. And then bring the foot to hip height. Extend the right arm. Stay long through the neck and breathe. And bring the right elbow and the left knee together as you exhale. Inhale out. Exhale in. Inhale out. And exhale in. Extending. Breathe. And now bring the right hand down and the left knee down. Open the knees. Bring the hips back toward the heels into your resting pose. Inhaling, come up into table. Curl the toes into downward facing dog. Ah, yes, bend those knees. And the feet are hip width. Pressing the hips back toward the back of the mat. And then work the heels one at a time toward the mat. Still strong through the fingers and hands. And then step the feet toward the hands. Inhale, come to half lift. Exhale into forward fold. Let the weight come forward. And let the head just hang. Feel the belly on the thighs. And then gently straighten, or think about straightening one leg and then the other. And now bend the knees and press with the feet to come up, rounding. Bringing the head up last, take the arms wide, hands lift to the ceiling, gaze drifts upward. And exhale into mountain pose. All right. Pretty good. Good things happening. I always like to put the spinal flow in when we come to standing. So pressing down into the mat with the feet, feeling the toes gripping the mat, and then lifting through the heart. Fingers reach. Inhale the hands up. Exhale the right hand down, arc over to your right. Inhale, the right hand up. And exhale, arc over to the left. And inhale up. Exhale the arms wide, palms toward the ceiling, twisting right. And inhale up. And now that gentle twist, reaching wide to the left. And inhale. Bring the hands through the heart, hinge at the hips, bend those knees, bring the fingertips down to the mat, forward fold. Press the hips to the ceiling. And now bend the knees, reach the hands forward, press into the mat, coming up. Exhale the hands back on the ceiling. Inhale up, bring the gaze straight ahead, and exhale the hands down. Yes. Yoga flop. Or ragdoll. Let's do our sun salutation A, and then we'll move to sun salutation B. So sun A, again, mountain pose. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, hinging, arms wide now, diving into the forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stepping back into plank. Bring the knees down if that works for you. And on your next exhale, elbows in tight to the body, lower down. Inhale into cobra. Big toes touching, toenails on the mat. Kneecaps lifted. Light pressure in the hands. Ah, yes. And bring the knees down or curl the toes. Press up and back. Downward dog. Breathe here. And then step the feet toward the hands. Inhale, half lift. Press the belly toward the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Now lift the head long through the spine. Press into the mat with the feet coming up. And exhale, mountain pose. Good, all right. So sun salutation B, Ashtanga, is different. So we'll walk you through that. This is where we move into chair at the beginning and at the end. So pressing down into the mat for mountain pose. As you inhale, bring the hands out in front, bend the knees, reach the hands up to the ceiling as you sit back in your chair. As you exhale, bring the hands down to the mat, hands forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And now bring the hands to the mat and step the right foot back into high lunge. Spin the back heel in and down and come up into warrior one. Exhaling, bring the hands down to the mat. Step the left foot back beside the right, and now we're doing vinyasa. Exhale down. Inhale, cobra, modified cobra, upward dog. Exhale, back to downward dog. Step the feet toward the hands. Inhale to half lift. And exhaling, hands down to the mat, step the left foot back, high lunge. Spin the left heel in and down, coming up to warrior one. Strong in the warrior. Exhaling, the hands down to the mat. Step the right foot back beside the left. Exhale, vinyasa, lower. Inhaling, cobra, modified cobra, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog, and breathe. And step the feet toward the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. And then bring the arms wide, press with the feet coming up. Come up into chair. And then bring the hands to the heart. Coming up tall. And release. Good. Almost blew it at the end. Let's see how far we go with eagle here. So bring the weight into the right foot. Find a place or something on the floor that you can focus on. And then bend the left knee and bring the right leg over the left. And then come into eagle arms. And coming up and out of that one, take a breath. Bring the weight over to the right foot. And then bend the right knee. Bring the left leg over and bring the right arm under the left for eagle arms on this side. And come up and release. Take a wide stance here. Press the heels out toward the ends of the mat. Comfortably wide. And we'll just start by moving, you can actually turn the toes out, I guess, a little bit toward the ends of the mat. And then we'll start by bending the right knee, keeping the left leg straight. So just lower until you feel a little something going on in the groin, along the inside of that left upper leg. And then press up and go the other side. And then come up. And since the toes are already turned out, let's come into goddess. So bend those knees, roll the hips under, pressing the knees back toward the heels, and then bring the arms into cactus arms for goddess. Straighten the legs, extend the arms, gaze up, 5-pointed star. And exhale, bend the knees and the elbows. Keep the elbows high and back.
I believe it's important that you are given the opportunity to address the findings of the report.
And straighten the arms and legs. And one more time, down to goddess. And now release the hands down to the hips. Bring the toes toward the front again. Lift up tall, take the elbows back, and come into a wide-legged forward fold. So there's a little bend in the knees. The hands come down to the sides, or to the legs, or the ankles, or the floor. Let the head just hang. And now you can kind of shift from side to side, bending one knee and then the other. And now let the head come down closer to the floor as you press the hips up toward the ceiling. And walk the hands away, bend the knees, come into wide-legged down dog. And walk the hands back under the face. And take the hands over toward the right foot. And you can come into the bind here with a bend in that right knee. And then release on that side, and the hands over toward the left foot into the bind. And release the hands back under the face. Inhale, come up onto fingertips, or you can have your hand on a block here. Extend the right arm, really press the belly down toward the floor as you open to the right, lifting the right arm. Always twist with a long spine. And bring the right hand down, fingers under the face, extend the left arm, and now open to the left. And exhaling, the hands down, under the face. Exhale one more time, bend the knees, forward fold. You can reach over and kind of wrap your fingers around your big toes and then help yourself into this fold. And release. Get long through the spine, bring the hands to the hips, elbows to the ceiling, and lifting back up. Press the thumbs into the hip bones, let the head fall back and take the gaze to the ceiling. And inhale up. Good. Turn those left toes toward the top of the mat, and then just step to the top of the mat, or right toes, depending on how you were, which direction you were on your mat. From mountain pose, press down, lift up, inhale up, exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stepping back into plank. Take that breath in plank. If you're in full plank, lift the right foot off the floor. Bring the right foot down and lift the left foot off the floor. Core strength here. Bring the left foot down. And as you exhale, lower down. And here you can come into Cobra, Modified Cobra, Upward Dog, or you can come into Forearm Plank. Elbows under the shoulders, fingertips reaching away, hands spread wide. And just lift the hips off the mat, or if you want, curl the toes and lift the knees, or press back through the heels and the knees lift. Long neck, gaze straight down. Two more deep breaths. And exhaling, the knees down and the hips down. Take the elbows wide and the right side of the face down to the mat. Release the toes. And the left side of the face. And bring the hands under the shoulders. And press the knees down into the mat and try to come up like a board. In other words, don't lift the chest and then the hips. Just press straight up with the arms. And then lower all the way back down. Stay strong through the core as you press, coming up. And then lower, staying strong and straight through the core. One more time, press straight up. And now come into table. Some gentle movement in table. And bring the feet around to the front. So bring your feet about halfway in. We're going to do a little modification on Navasana. So come to balance with the knees bent. Come into cactus arms. And now straighten the right leg and bring the right elbow to the left knee. Now straighten the left leg, bend the right knee, left elbow to right knee. Now switch, straighten the right leg and the left knee, elbow to knee. And one last time, switch, left elbow to right knee. Good, all right. And bend both knees. Take the feet down to the mat into cobbler. Ah, yes. And lifting up. Bring the hands behind the knees and come down onto your back. Toes out, palms up. Take a deep breath in. Bring the right knee into the chest. Hug it in. And take the right knee over toward the right shoulder, up and over. And the right foot to the ceiling. Bring the hands behind the knee, or yeah, behind the knee will work. And now as you exhale, draw that leg with a slight bend in the knee toward the back of the mat. Inhale, release. Exhale, draw that leg toward the back of the mat. Inhale, release. And one more time, draw that leg toward the back of the mat. And inhale, release. Bring the hands down, point the toes, circle that leg. Little circles or big circles. And go both directions. And flex the foot and slowly lower the right leg down. Excuse me. Point the toes and lift. Flex and lower. And point and lift. And flex and lower. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Take that breath. And just release. Bring the left knee into the chest. Really hug it in, nice and strong. And take the knee up and over toward the left shoulder. And now the left foot straight up toward the ceiling. Strong through the leg, foot is flexed. And bring the hands behind the knee. And as you exhale, gently draw that leg toward the back of the mat. Inhale, release. Exhale, move the leg back. Inhale, release. Exhaling toward the back of the mat. Inhale, release. Bring the hands down, point the toes, make circles. Figure eights. And flex the foot and slowly lower. Point the toes and lift. Flex and lower. Point and lift. And flex and lower. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Yes. Bring both knees into the chest. And just gently rock. And both feet come down to the mat. And it can be hip width or mat width, whichever is more comfortable. Or you can have the knees and feet together. Bring the arms wide, let the knees fall to the right. Turn your gaze to the left. And now you just release. No effort here. And then knees to the ceiling, knees left. Turn the gaze right. And knees to the ceiling. Good. Stretch the legs long, and we're going to do a cross stretch here. So stretch or press out through the left heel, reach out behind you through the right fingers. Really let it long. And then exhale, release. And now the right side, or the right leg and the left arm, inhaling. And exhale, release. And now both arms and both legs, long, slow, deep inhale, reaching and pressing out. And exhale into Savasana. Softening, melting, releasing. Move gently, bend the knee, bend the elbows, stretch. And gently come over onto one side, coming back up. Mhm. So thank you for practicing, and namaste. The light in me honors the light in you.